Hey guys, Dill here, and we're back here at the Virginia International Raceway, resuming the Evolution Championship. We're on race 2 of this championship, and we're gonna try and see if we can pull this off. I know we're struggling a little bit in the series, as we're barely pulling into first here, but we can definitely make sure we try and hold this lead here. I'm a little nervous about later on, but let's see where we can get here. Alright, here we go. This definitely is a interesting track right now, as you can barely see the road aiming this way due to the light hitting it, but definitely really excited to see if we can pull this off. These cars definitely are going to have a little bit of an advantage on us, but I'm hoping we can try and pull this off. We've got full simulation damage on, by the way, throughout these races, so keep that in mind, that yes, we will be consuming fuel. It won't really have an impact on us for these races since they're not long enough, but we definitely are going to have to consider how hard we are hitting other cars, you know, how aggressive we're being and doing things like that, and that's just perfect. I'm actually going to go ahead and probably just reset this race, because that's definitely not the way that we want to, you know, be starting out these races. Let's just assume we're warming up a little bit here. We definitely need to be careful. We are playing on Pro at the moment. Yeah, I was just kind of struggling a little bit with them on Unbeatable, as they take them so flawlessly, these corners, and I'm not really used to these types of cars as much, and so you got to be a little bit more gentle with the cornering, as they tend to like to really spin out. The hypercars and the super sport cars, you know, they're a little bit more forgiving on things like that, so you can take corners pretty quick and pretty aggressively, but with these I kind of tend to slow down either too much or not enough, and so I either always overshoot it or undershoot it. So it's a little bit more difficult for me personally to take these corners just right. Obviously, I know I could probably do a little bit more tuning, a little bit more upgrades. Well, upgrades maybe not, just because it only allows you to go up so far. But when it comes to tuning, I definitely could practice with that a little bit and get some better tunes. But the likelihood of me reusing the car for you know, a race such as this isn't really that high. Once we've kind of moved on, we've moved on. So I'd use it for 7 races, and then that would be it. So I'm not too worried about you know, tuning the cars as much. I'll do a little bit just to make it drivable for me, to my liking, but I'm not perfecting anything here. I haven't been. Oh my, that's quite the spin out there. All right, Stuchet there is gonna go ahead and spin me out and play a little bit dirty. Obviously, I probably took that a little hefty there. But yeah, definitely when it comes to the tunes, I'm not too worried about how perfect the tune is. I'm just worried about being able to, you know, get first in these championships. I do have the collision damage, or the collision assist off. So that not only affects me, it affects the drivatars as well. So if I were to go and tap one of them, they would definitely struggle with spinning out and things of that sort. However, it is the vice versa. As we just saw that I did get spun out here by this Nissan 370 here, and so I really need to be careful. I'm surprised that didn't really do any damage, but he's gonna get what he deserves for spitting me out earlier. I'm not feeling too bad about that, to be honest. But yeah, we definitely are going to have to try and see if we can pick up to the Mewtwo up there. He's 5 seconds ahead of us, and definitely I probably could use some better tuning for this, so it's going to be a little tricky catching up. That is not the corner I needed to take to try and catch up to him, but let's see what we can do. Get up into this rhythm section here, kind of snake through it, see if we can't take it faster than him, and that was really dumb of me. Alright, let's pull it together. He's got a 6-second lead on us, but we might be able to catch him up. We got 8 laps left, and I am not driving at my best, but we can do this. Alright, 7-second lead. I'm going to kind of try and just start ignoring that, just focus as if we're in first. If you drive like you're in first, you tend to defend a little better, and you tend to pull that lead. So if we just kind of not focus on catching up, but just focus on taking our laps smooth, we can probably pull this off. Again, I do also have this new mic, using the Blue Yeti. Really excited to start using it. The quality of my videos will be a little bit better, partially because I'll actually be able to, you know, narrate what I'm doing. That'll be really exciting, and you know, the interaction will be much better. I won't have to put in a descriptive text of what I'm doing or what I'm thinking in a moment, but I'll definitely just be able to focus a little bit more on my driving, focus a little bit more on the editing, so it actually won't take me quite as much time to edit, believe it or not, as I normally would have to go through, put a text in, describe what I'm doing, and that could take a little bit of time, and I'd have to rewatch all the way through the video multiple times just to get it just how I want it, and it oftentimes would still have some type of issue that I wasn't quite satisfied with. So I'm definitely happy to be resting with this here. Alright, he's 8 seconds ahead of us, so we're definitely struggling on catching up. Looks like this rhythm section he's taken pretty well too, so I'm not sure exactly what our plan is on catching him. As he's just slowly still gaining, just separating us from him. 8.8 seconds, but I am a little worried now that I've started focusing on that again. I'm not driving my best once more. Our best lap time definitely is improving, so we could hopefully see some progress there. But again, kind of like I've said, I'm not really a fan of these slow of cars. It definitely takes some getting used to. I do enjoy them, but it's definitely not within my comfort zone, so it is new to me. But let's see what we can do here. Also, do let me know kind of what your thoughts are on this new microphone. Do you like the sound of it? Obviously, I do need to do a little bit of soundproofing, so you're probably hearing a slight echo, or maybe not quite as crisp of a sound as you'd like. As well as you're probably hearing my controller here just a little bit as I take some of these turns. But definitely, I do hope to improve that here. In the next couple videos, you'll probably start to see some improvements as I either throw pillows or blankets around, as well as I am gonna be buying some soundproofing to improve the quality of that. Also, with my new microphone, it didn't come with a pop filter or anything of that sort, so I'm gonna definitely get one of those. It'll make my speech sound a little bit better. You won't quite hear it right in your ear as much anymore, and so I'm looking forward to that. That'll definitely improve the quality 12-fold there, and so let's look forward to that. Also, what kind of other videos would you like to see? Definitely, I like to focus on Forza and the Horizons as well. Even I plan to do some more videos on those. Do you prefer to see more of those, or what are some of the other videos you'd like to see, racing wise, other game wise, and what kind of content are you looking for? I love to explore all sorts of games and play what's always interesting to the public, as it makes it more fun and interesting that way as I'm playing it with others. So if there's something in particular that you'd like to see, let me know. I'm looking forward to playing it. Also, I do want to start doing more live streams, so if you'd like to participate in that, be sure to try and find me on Xbox. I'll leave my gamer tag down in the description. You can add me that way, and you can try and get in some of those live streams as well, as I tend to do a lot more races that are maybe a couple hours long, sometimes maybe an hour long. You can try and see if you can race better than me there, and hopefully see yourself in some of the videos and some streams. Looking forward to doing those with you guys. Alright, so this guy's got a 10-second lead on us. I'm not sure exactly what my plan is to catch him, and I think it is a little bit out of the question unless he faces some kind of struggle. He's just somehow taking these corners better than me, and definitely that corner. I'm sure he's taking that better than me, that's for sure. But as long as we can defend against these guys, I'm not too worried about the series itself, as we are going to have our better races and our worst. So if we can at least pull off second in this race, I'll be satisfied. I do kind of wish we could have taken the lead right at the start there, but I was trying to obviously consider my damage, as the first attempt that we had there didn't go so well. But let's see if we can at least remain in second. These videos will also tend to be about maybe 15 15 to 20 minutes, so skip ahead around a little bit if you need to, depending on the time, but definitely if you watch the entire thing, you can see all the action. Alright, also I'm trying to consider these mods here by trying to have on-track laps, but so far I've yet to get 2 of those. I've got the perfect 8 turns, no problem there, but in these on-track laps I tend to keep messing up at least 1 turn each time, and I'll go off track just a little bit. So let's see if we can maybe add that into our focus here for this lap, since we're doing well so far. It'll probably get to the rhythm section up here that we tend to go off track a little bit, so let's try and hold it through that time. Our best lap time is down by a second, so we're definitely not having a best lap, but that's considering we're trying to hold on these on-track laps. Alright, this is the part we need to be careful at, is right about there is where we tend to mess up. That was a little bit better. I almost went off the track there, but it didn't count it, so that's good. Alright, there we go. Beautiful, beautiful. Now if we can just hold this for a couple more turns here, we will have our on-track laps, and we will get a little bit of an extra bonus credit from that. Definitely, I am wanting to build up my car collection in this series. That's something I've kind of focused more on the Horizons, but not so much in the Motorsports. The Motorsports, I've always focused on just completing the career, doing really well in them, and getting some of the achievements, but not so much building up a car collection. So that's definitely something I want to try and accomplish here in this game. We did just get our on-track laps, so that's awesome. We'll get a little bit more of a bonus there, as well as I believe it gives you more XP for the mods that I've used. I'm not recalling if it gave me bonus XP there, but that'll help us level up, and we can get some discounts on cars, which will ultimately help what we were just talking about there. Alright, not too worried about just kind of grazing the ends of these now, as I can play a little bit more dangerous, but that obviously didn't work out for me there. And he's got 14 seconds ahead of us. Yeah, I'm not going to be too worried about taking second this race, unless he somehow has a miraculous wreck. Second is about as good as we're going to get. There's no way we're going to catch him now. You can see our fuel's only going to be about halfway gone by the end of this race, and again, that's going to be the case for most of these, but not too worried there. Taking that a little fast there, but that's okay. As long as we can defend against these guys, which we haven't had a problem doing so far, we're kind of all over the track against them, and not too worried. We're taking these corners a little bit better, give and take. We got about a 2-second split time from our last best time, and that's really going to damage us here. Let's see if we can hurry and get on the track, and yeah, good. We're just going to be able to remain holding second. Alright. Going on to the 8th lap here. Let's see if we can at least not humiliate ourselves by getting anywhere past 20 seconds. So I think that's a little out of the question. He's already putting us in the dust. That last lap was not much better, and this one so far is off to kind of a rough start, as we're about 3 seconds already behind our best. But let's see if we can start to close that gap a little bit better. I'd like to at least see if we can get a better best lap time. And for those of you wondering, I did definitely not make this skin. I wish I had the talent to make a livery such as this. It's really gorgeous. I just got this from the workshop there. I definitely do have a few on the Horizons games, as well as I got plenty of tunes on Horizons 4 and the other previous games for you guys, as I tend to focus a little bit more on tuning in those games. This one not so much, as it doesn't make a massive effect. Partially just kind of like we discussed before, is you can't really upgrade your cars too much, otherwise they're not going to be eligible for some of these championships. So I'm usually not too worried about tuning in this game, as well as upgrades in this game. I'll do it just as much as it'll let me, but all in all, unless you're doing some free play races that will take any car with any horsepower, etc., in any class, it's not going to benefit you too much. You just kind of have to be a good racer, essentially, and that's kind of been all throughout the previous motorsports for the most part that I've noticed is versus the Horizons, you can kind of tune your car to win. Well, you still do have to be a good racer. Forza Motorsports, you kind of have to be a good racer. You can change your difficulty and things to make it a little bit easier, but it definitely does get a little bit more tricky. Alright, on lap 9 here, we're going around. Let's see if we can't. Looks like it's still about 16 seconds, as I believe it was just in the last lap, so he's not gaining much more on us. If anything, we might even be catching up. Definitely looks like we are right now, but we're not going to be able to pull that off here in these last 2 laps to be able to quite take. We're not going to quite take first, but second's going to be okay with me. We're currently first in the series, so that's definitely satisfying to me on its own. Let's see if we can take these just a little bit quicker, try and increase the gap between us and third place there, as I want to be able to afford in case we have an accident at some point. Definitely our split time from our best lap is about the same. Struggling a little bit there on that turn as it kind of lifted up in the air a little bit. That's probably going to not quite give us a best lap, but that's okay by me. And we will go on to lap number 10, just about matching our best lap time there. Let's see if we can improve it just a little bit here on this last lap. Take that turn a little bit more gently. Definitely you can see that they're kind of trying to fight just a little bit. He's skidding out just a little bit back there, and I definitely took that turn a little bit better. I'm gonna take that just a tad bit wide. No, we're gonna do that pretty well. It wasn't quite perfect, but you can kind of see where I tend to brake a little bit early with these cars. Is with the faster cars, it's just a little bit easier to judge. They're a little bit more forgiving, as they're kind of built for cornering and speed, and more so just the GT racing. But these slower cars, I just tend to struggle with them. We're definitely gaining on first place just a little bit, but it is not going to be enough to take first, especially at this point. But definitely I'm pretty satisfied with this race. We're going to come and swing in second if I don't mess it up right around these last couple corners. Alright, let's see if we can take it clean just around here. We're going to play a little bit safe, as we got just enough of a gap on them to where as long as we don't make any mistakes, they're not going to come and swoop in for second. Alright, and ladies and gentlemen, that's just about going to do it for us, isn't it? Alright, we got place number 2. I'm pretty satisfied with that. Once again, let's see where we lay in the standings. I'm not sure who was in second at the time, so that might just tie us for first place in the series. But we definitely might be okay here. Alright, so it looks like didn't quite they had a pretty good lap. We're definitely just going to barely be in first place still, by about 30 points there. And so let's resume here. We'll just go ahead and get ready on the next race, and I will see you then.